Yes, we are going to talk about data types in programming language, especially in Java. Most of the time, data types are very similar in different programming languages. There are absolutely data types and different data types in programming because that's the basic of programming. Everything starts with a data type. Instead of explaining what hard code is, I will try to explain the logic. When, why, who uses the different data types. For example, when I say data type, most of the time, first thing comes to mind is numbers. Usually we work with numbers, and if you want to create a data type for a person's age, the data type storage can be between 0 and 150, perhaps. I don't know if a person has lived that much. But that's a very small numbers. That's a very small number. We are talking about 150. And when we talk about the age, the maximum value can be very limited. So if you want to save an age of a person, you can use a small capacity for that number, because if you limit the capacity, it will take less place in the memory. And when you are talking about a big application for billions, for example, perhaps, data types are very important. So if you create a huge capacity for a small number like age, it will take out of place from your memory or from your hard drive. So the application will stop somewhere because of this usage of wrong data type. But if you are planning to store a capacity for, I don't know, a length, for example, the capacity may be very high because we don't know how much, what kind of number user may enter there. And if you are talking about mountains, for example, high of mountains, data types should be created according to that. What kind of data types we have in Java? First, we have primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Yes, primitive data types are very primitive. They're very useful because they take less place, very small place from our memory, from our computer's memory, of course. They are very simple. They do not have complex functions. So whenever you want, you can use them. We cannot see any PowerPoint or slide. Yes, there's only one page here. Mostly for now, I will talk about them. Then I will open an IntelliJ. Then we will continue from there. If you have any question, just use your microphone and it will be better for me, and it will create a better atmosphere, I think. My pleasure. Thank you very much. So let me talk about a few data types. Yes, I told you there are primitive data types. Let me open my IntelliJ. That's the programming IDE. For example, let's create a byte. Age. It can store an age, of course. A very young one, 15 years old. As you can see, we have stored an age. And whenever I want, I can use this age. The limit of this data type, the data type is here, the byte. It is very short. It can only store -28, and maximum value of it is 127. I don't know any person who is older than this age, but miraculously, surprisingly, a few people can leave this much. If you do not want to use this one for the age, I think it's more than enough. But you can use an higher capacity data type, for example, short, age 2, for example. This capacity is very high, 32,000, starting from 32,000, 760. And the maximum limit is, a positive value -1. Okay, you can write with high numbers here. For example, if you are creating a game and if we are talking about an elf, this age is acceptable. So you should create this elf age in this data type. They have long lifespan. They can live for forever, like forever, not forever, but it's very small. These are primitive data types. They took very small place from the memory. This one takes only 1 byte. This one has higher capacity, so it will take higher. Of course, it takes 2 bytes. Okay, we have integer, long, short, double, a lot of different data types. But if you are planning to store, for example, a decimal unit, you cannot use this data types. Instead, you should use double or float. These are data types for used. They are used for decimal units. For example, length. It will be blah blah blah. Yes, we can also store same value in a float data type too. So everything starts with data types. When you want to create a game with levels, every level will have a number or name, and every character will have different attributes, for example, attack, defense, things like that, attack, range. Everything will be calculated by using a data type. And according to data type, you can easily calculate them. For example, we can multiply or divide them by each other. I will complete this one with the same value. Other than this kind of data types, we have also non-primitive data types. What is the difference? Most non-primitive data types can have different features. These are very simple data types. They have only value. They do not have any different feature. Primitive data type examples. When I say non-primitive, it means they have a modern life. They have a lot of different things they can do with their names. For example, string. If you want to store a text, for example, when you want to print game over on the screen, you should use a text value, of course, not system. String. Game over text. I'm just making things up. Don't worry. Game over. And we have a code, of course, to pop up on the screen. But I will ask application to print this data's value, and it will print game over on the screen. The biggest difference is, I have created an elf age here by using primitive data type. When I use elf age, when I press dot, there is no method here. As you can see, I cannot see any M letter here. It means it doesn't have different functions. But for this one, for example, game over text, when I write it, game over text dot. As you can see, I can see out of M letters here. It means this one has pre-made features. I can get its length. I can check if it starts with something. I can get the chart, blah, blah. There are really a lot of methods created by Java developers only for us, for the developers or testers where we're working with it. You can use those pre-made methods whenever you want. Non-primitive is like that. It has its own features in it. There are a lot of different non-primitive data types created by Java developers. One of them is arrays, and it has a lot of different methods inside of it too. Arrays is a data type like a string. It can store lists, a lot of different values. For example, you can store a list of text like this. Again, it can be user's name, the meetings, the people who are planning to attend to the meeting. That kind of list. Everything can be stored in that non-primitive data types. Other than that, we can also create our own data types. It's very important. It gives us out of place to create new. We can create our own data type, and we can use it in our game. What kind of data type we can create? Let me explain. Let's say we have a hospital, and there will be doctors, nurses, patients, staff, lot of different stuffs in the hospital, of course. We will create a doctor data type. When I create a doctor object, I will be able to write, include, save in that object doctor's name, doctor's surname, age. The information specific to that doctor can be stored in that data type by using that data type. I can create a nurse data type. So in that data type, I will have a place to save nurse's name, surname, and blah, blah, blah. It goes on like that. Okay, mostly data types are like this. We use them everywhere. Everything usually starts with the data, If there's no data, there's no programming. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to say for today. If you have any question, I would love to answer them. You can use your microphone, or you can write it on Zoom too. I cannot see any microphone movement. It means you don't have any question, and that means I have covered everything. I'm a very good teacher. I don't think so. Do you have any question? No. Thank you very much. Then you can get in touch with me whenever you want. I would love to answer your questions. Thank you for this night, and hope to see you next week. Good night.